Hi guys, I'm Jiaoying Summers. Welcome to the Tiger Milf Podcast.
We're taking away young people, and I mean everyone, Israelis, Palestinians, American kids, especially African-American kids. You're supposed to have really goofy, stupid, carefree years when you're 20. You're supposed to be doing dumb things and recovering from mistakes, and it's like we're taking that away from them. We're taking away all the wiggle room to have goofy, pointless years in your 20s, and we're raising this generation because of all of our screw-ups. They're so protective because one fatal error, one wrong tweet, one wrong thing it just destroys your life. So now all of the, like one thing I got growing up was there weren't cameras on me all the time, and I was doing the stupidest shit you could think of, and because you're supposed to be able to do that when you're young.
Yes.
But now every second's being recorded, so I think that makes everyone super tense all the time.
They are super tense, and I really felt that there should be rooms for us to make some mistakes and understand why we should not think that way and say that way and learn compassion. Because people learn, like young people, some people, they say stupid things because they don't have a passport. They don't know the world is not about them. And one day they will, but they will be canceled forever. They can't have a job because they said, oh, go back to China. I hate that. But if somebody who's 16 in Kentucky, a little boy who lived in the trailer told me that, like then he went to China, he met a Chinese girl, he got married, he had a baby, but he can't find a job anymore because he was racist to me. I just really feel like we should have room for young people to make mistakes, not like the horrible ones, but
you shouldn't be allowed to murder people, but you should be allowed to say dumb shit.
Yes.
And then wait a couple years and go, oh wow, hey, sorry about. You also because of that, there seems to be a reaction now, and I totally understand it, which is I will never apologize for anything because that's the only stance you can take.
Yeah.
Because we don't let people apologize anymore. When you do apologize, people are like, that's not enough. And then they get on you even harder. So now people are so let people screw up and then let people come out and go, hey, boy, did I totally screw up, you know?
Yeah.
Drew Barrymore completely screwed up that whole WGA thing. And then she was like, hey, I didn't have enough information. Now I have more information and I'm sorry. I completely screwed up. Like, good for her.
Yes.
You know, you're allowed to make those screw ups.
I love when she did that. She didn't have any makeup on. It's brilliant. It's just so wonderful.
That's when you knew she was serious.
Yeah, she's serious. Like, you are going to see me with no makeup on and I don't care because I feel bad.
You've done something horrible.
I was an asshole.
So when I see you without makeup, like you've murdered somebody. When you're on TV without any makeup, you're like, oh, Jiaoying did something really serious.
Well, first of all, Patton, you would think that was Bobby Lee. If I don't have makeup on, I'm Bobby Lee or a young Jackie Chan. You're like, oh, that's she's Jiaoying. It's a gender issue. That's why Asian women wear makeup. I don't have lashes on. I'm a man.
Yeah.
I really feel like a man.
Yeah.
I should not wear it because I can get paid more.
There you go.
Be smart.
Yeah, there really needs to be the wilderness years for youth. We need to bring back wilderness years where you do dumb shit and you don't pay for it.
I really think so.
That they need that. It was really telling when. Do you remember when AOC, Octavia Cortez, that Alexandria Octavia Cortez, that film leaked of her in college, and she's on a rooftop with a bunch of friends, and the music's playing, and she's dancing around like a goofball, and laughing and drinking with all of her friends, and there were these younger, like especially young right-wing people. And I don't even blame them for doing this because it's how they're conditioned. They were like, that's it. She's over. Her career's over with. Because they have been taught to, you are always grinding. You are always serious. And it's like, no, she was doing what normal kids do when you're in college. That's what you're supposed to be doing. And there's this generation that doesn't hang out with friends, doesn't have pointless days. You're supposed to have pointless days.
Yes.
And we're conditioning these kids like, you got to be grinding all the time. You got to monetize everything. No days off. No, you need weeks off to just go do the dumbest, most pointless stuff that has nothing to do with your career or your life.
That's so true.
Because that will make you a better person.
Yeah.
So the fact that they thought, my God, it's over for her, but then everyone my age, it's amazing footage. She looks gorgeous and cute. You're like, I don't have any footage like that of me when I was that age. I would kill to have that footage. And B, there's a generation that thinks you should not be just goofing around some days. And you absolutely should be goofing around.
You need those days. If you are always grinding, always just focused on doing a thing, it's like it's it's Nazi. Like, where is?
But also your work after a while stops being fun and no one wants – if you're grinding all the time, then your work is just about talking about doing the work and there's nothing – you're not being surprised by anything that you're doing, so no one watching you is going to be surprised by anything.
There's no life behind it.
There's no – and that's especially now with as great as if you're a young comedian now and you have, your phone and you have access to social media so you can get yourself – that's great. I'm glad that there's so many more voices, but – the thing that these young comedians don't have is those years where no one's watching you and you can try on different personas, try different bits that don't work, figure out who the hell you are. You can ape other people and go, yeah, I love that voice, but that's ultimately not my voice. Because, I had the first 8 years of my career, there was no cameras on me. There's no footage. It was just me on the road trying shit out. Some of it was working. Some of it was working that shouldn't have been working. That was really hacky, awful shit. And then when I moved to San Francisco, I went on stage at the Holy City Zoo and my hacky road shit that killed ate it all of a sudden. And I realized, I've got to redo what I'm doing. This is bad. And luckily nobody filmed any of it.